Tuesday, December 12th, as we get into a kind of weird home. See, we're going to talk about the idioms homework in a moment. Tomorrow is Ugly Sweater Day. If you have an ugly sweater and you wear it tomorrow, we get house points and you get a B point to go along with it. I think it would be like pictures taken and stuff like that, but that's up to you if you're up for that tomorrow. For the, no one in this class, we're good. For the idiom homework, I'm going to read the directions again, just on the off chance you've not read them. But you are not turning it in on Canvas. You are turning it in person. You are handing it to me on Friday. That way I can hang them up in the hallway, the ones that are worth hanging up. I can't hang them up if you just give them to me digitally on Canvas. So again, Friday, you're going to hand it to me, and then I will happily take it from you. You're more than welcome to work on it during best today if you want to, and then you have until Friday, so you have time before we get there. With our directions, so if you have yours and you want to take a look at it, that's why you have it in front of you. So one, you have to use complete sentences, which I'm going to explain in a moment with my example ones to help you out. You cannot use any verbs or nouns from your idiom. Whatever your idiom is here, you cannot use the verbs and nouns that are in it. Then, do not use any examples we went over in class yesterday. You can use the ones we go over today, because I'm going to show you more examples. You cannot use any of the ones that were on the screen yesterday. If you do, you cannot get higher than a C. So if you're fine getting a C, so am I. That's up to you. The picture should be in color and fill the entire box, which I'll show you with my example pictures in a moment. And the writing should be in pen, not pencil. If you do pen over pencil, if I can see the pencil, I count it as pencil. If you erase the pencil and it makes the pen all smeary, I count it as pencil. So that's fine, just it's a pet peeve of mine of how smeary and nasty it looks, and I'll show you an example of the pen over pencil. Stella?
I forgot. Don't let the cat out of the bag one of your examples?
Wait, can I?
What if you already had yours and now it's an example?
Oh, that would be you not paying attention to what I just said out loud. Gia?
I didn't hear
Yeah,
you.
to do like a certain color code.
Alright.
Can I took a picture of it and I forget it. Can I look at it real quick? Please?
Sure.
Thanks.
So here's an example of one. So it says that kid spilled the beans, and it says to tell someone secret information, or that child knocked down the can of grains. This is what I'm looking for. You can get extra credit if you put extra effort into the writing or the drawing or the picture. You do not have to be a good artist. This one, that kid was a pretty good artist. I'll show you other ones where you don't have to be nearly as good. I'm not a very good artist, hence my use of Brovicast. But what I'm looking for is you just to fill the little area with a picture of some kind so it makes sense. Follow my directions up there where you have complete sentences and stuff goes into it, and then you should be good. For this one, where it says, don't throw stones at a glass house, and it says, do not be a hypocrite, and then it's got an adorable picture of a fox and a bear getting into an argument. And I think this is a fox cat, where it says, yeeting rocks at a home of see-through mirrors. So on this one, the reason it cost points down here is those two are not a complete sentence. You have to have a subject where you have to say who should not be throwing stones. Like, Bobby should not throw stones at a glass house. Now you have a subject. Or Bobby should not be a hypocrite. Now you have a subject. A lot of you are going to lose a point because you just start off with don't as opposed to putting a subject into it. Also, can you see how they did pen over pencil? And it looks like your eyeballs are having issues because there's two lines on everything.
It looks pretty good.
It makes my eyeballs hurt. So that's why I would end up charging you a point on that pen over pencil. Another example where it says rule of thumb, you cannot use the same word from here down to here, where it says common rule everyone should know, and then first finger being the most powerful thing. So on this one, this, where you just put like a small picture in the middle and then just scribble everything, that does not really count as filling in the entire space, which is fine. It's just if you're wanting an A, I'm going to have you fill it in with some kind of background, like a hand or clouds or something to it. If you can't draw people, You can draw stick figures. I have no problem with that.
Bets.
But put clothing on them so they're not naked. I don't want a bunch of neckados running around on there because it gets real creepy. So you just got to put some kind of clothing. It can just be a triangle and a box. That's fine. That makes it less creepy. So please do something along those lines and you should be good. And more than one person can do the exact same one, and I don't care about that either. Here's one that said, when pigs fly, with their wonderful picture of a pig flying, and another one for when pigs fly. Again, stick figures, with at least they're not naked, and then that is the most adorable smiling pig without ears you've ever seen. And so again, I'm not looking.
Everyone order a t-shirt, right?
Yes.
You want to send me 14.
Well, that's weird. All right, I'll take a look at that.
16 bread. Counting your
Well,
manager.
that's a math thing. All right, I'll figure out where
Come
I.
on, English guy. You can figure out, man.
I ran out of fingers. That was my issue. All right, I'll take a look at that.
Use your toes.
Now you tell me. Oh, where were you yesterday when I was trying to figure this out?
Wait,
What?
It's a joke. It's
what's
okay.
another word for spill?
Is
Not
that
so
absurd?
Modular? He's a basketball coach.
Yeah, he scares me.
He's scary.
He's so scary.
So that's what I'm looking for from
Can I
you.
look it up?
On this one, her pictures and all that. What another? Yeah, but not right now. We're looking on. What hurt her was not having a complete sentence. Everything else was fine. Why not drop?
Huh?
Why not drop? Glad I can
Spill,
help.
knocked over.
Yeah, knocked over
Oh,
work also.
See, I had that in my
Look at all
brain,
these
but
team working things.
forgot.
Any questions?
I still don't
Again,
have it.
I will remind you again tomorrow, and then Thursday, then it comes
Are
to
you supposed to
Friday.
be starting?
I mean, at home. I mean, not in class.
Oh,
All right. Leporo.
So, you know how you said, like, so can you use, like, she or he, or does it have to be like a name?
Solid question. He and she. Do you guys know what pronouns are?
no.
Duh.
Yeah, what
She,
is it?
her,
Oh,
his,
it-
they, it, him, animal, like,
No.
Anything that just
So-
there we go again.
The
Doggo.
directions say you cannot use verbs or nouns. A pronoun is not a noun, so you can use.
It's a pro.
Absolutely.
Oh,
No.
That's
are
right.
you for real?
I
For real,
don't
for
like
real.
those
FR.
things that think they're
Wait,
Wait, so I can't put, like, millions?
wait. So if I put like you should.
gender.
Wait.
Hi.
If it's don't spill the beans, Abby, should I put you shouldn't knock over the grains?
Almost,
Abby.
I thought
You don't have to. You have the you. You work as your subject.
he and she.
Wait, what?
Wait.
You put a you. That is your subject.
Why
No,
are
You
it's not.
I
should
thought
know.
it was a
Correct.
he. That's what
It's
it
a
just
he,
told me
she.
today. Ramos is a he. No, it
Wait,
matters.
what?
Ramos used to be.
I'm a bug.
You're welcome.
Now, you can put away the idiom sheet. We're done with that one. We're going to look at our poemy thing for today. All right. Looking on the poemy sheet, go to the back side.
Which one's that?
the back side?
Which is the back side? It's like the front.
No, is it this one?
The back.
Well,
one that
being
has
as
the
that you put away
adjust
the idiom sheet, what paper's left? I know we just made fun of me for math, but 2 minus 1,
But this is here.
the idiom sheet that you just put away,
This is the idiom.
the one that says idioms on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of idioms.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you can be
Sometimes it feels like you guys are just begging me to make fun of you. You're like,
You never know. I don't want to get yelled at again. Like for
My
like.
officer's not here today.
you are correct. That is how absence works.
No.
I don't want to be idiot. I want to be idiom.
No point in being here. If you're not here.
I agree. Look over to the left, and there's a poem called Injust, which we've looked at before. When we did the counting of stanzas, this was a poem we looked at. Do you remember how many stanzas?
9,
Wait, we're not just gonna watch.
The 1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5, 6, 7, 8.
9, 10.
I like this poem for 2 reasons. One, it is super confusing the first time we read it. We're going to go through it here in a moment. I'm going to show you guys some questions and see if you can figure it out after reading it. You're going to have, like, most of you just like nod your head and go, I have no idea. The other reason I like it is this thing was written over 100 years ago, but the thing it ends up talking about connects to your life today. It's kind of weird. And when we find out how it connects, you're going to get all excited and giggly and yelly. And I can almost guarantee you, at least 2 kids in this class are going to lose B points. Because we're going to talk about not yelling out when we figure it out. And you're going to be so excited that you're going to just go, it's a pickle! And you're going to yell it out loud. And we're going to have to charge you points. And we're going to go, those 2 kids. We don't know which two kids it is. It could be any two kids.
I haven't lost at any point. I haven't lost.
I know, says the kid talking out loud. So then, let's take a look at poem where we get to pick two people to read today. We're going to split it into a left half and a right half.
I
We're
want the
going to
left.
split the poem down the middle.
I'll take the.
All right, you want left
I'll
half?
take the right. I'll take the right.
Because I'm right-handed.
I'll take the left half.
Fine. Left half, right half.
Left
We
half.
have more poems coming. So on this one, as we read, here are the questions I'm going to see if you can figure out. What season does it take place? You'll
Winter.
probably figure that out.
Winter.
Who is the main character?
Me.
Some of you will figure that out. What is wrong with the main character? That one's a little bit tougher. How does he bring people towards him? Some of you will figure that out. What is piracies? No one. What are Eddie and Bill? Maybe one of you. What are Betty and Isabel? If you figure out Eddie and Bill, you'll figure out Betty and Isabel. What does goat feet mean? There's no way you'll know that one. And then what current connection is there with the poem? End of class, you will be able to figure out all of that without a problem. For now, let's do a learning thing. Left side.
I try to see where to stop. Okay. In just spring, when the world is mudluscious, the little lame balloon man whistles far, and we and Eddie and Bill come running from marbles and Piracies.
Piracies.
And it's spring when the world is puddle wonderful.
Good job. Right side.
Percy!
The
I really hope she
old balloon man whistles far and we. And Betty and Dismal come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope, and it's springtime and the goat balloon man whistles far and we.
Nicely done. I am going to read it again.
A+.
I am going to put this questions up there, and then we're going to see which ones come to you as I read it, and then we'll see how close we get.
Spring. Oh.
So we have, in just spring, when the world is mud luscious, the little lame balloon man whistles far and wee. And Eddie and Bill come running from marbles and piracies, and it's spring, when the world is puddle wonderful. The queer old balloon man whistles far and wee. And Betty and Isabel come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring, and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee. All right.
Why are you reading it like that?
Because that's the way the poem's supposed to be read. On here, without saying it, was by a show of hands, the raising of the hand does two things. Allows you to brag to the other kids that you know a thing, but also allows me to know who to call on when we get to that question. So how many of you guys can say you know what season it takes place? All right. Main character. All right.
You're not.
What is wrong with the main character?
He's depressed.
I didn't say out loud. And how does he bring people to him? Well, I get to ask Lucas a lot of questions. What is piracies?
I know that.
Eddie and Bill?
Oh, I know that too.
Betty and Isabel?
I know that.
And goat feet? Oh, that's the only one. And connection to today?
Yeah, sure.
I can't wait for Lucas to teach you guys all about this poem. Let's find out. First off, all right, what season is it?
Spring.
Where's your evidence it's spring?
It says spring right there.
I feel the same way. I point to directions all the time. All right, sassy ones. Here's my next question then. We can actually figure out what part of spring. Beginning, middle, or end.
Beginning.
All
No,
right.
middle.
Let's do it by show of hands. How many of you guys say beginning? Duh.
Because
How many of you guys go middle, obviously, and end? No kidding. All
Actually, yeah, I said the end.
right. So what season comes before spring?
Summer.
Winter.
No, winter.
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 Huh?
Good job.
Yeah.
So imagine this is our winter comes before spring.
Oh, I thought you meant after.
Yeah, that's why I used the word before. So imagine this is our timeline. This is winter. This little line is where it goes from winter into spring. And you're walking along going, winter, 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 winter. And you finally get that first day where it's like in the high 40s, low 50s. You kind of get to go outside in shorts and a hoodie. And you're like, whoa, and you step outside on that first nice day. That's where we are right here. That first nice day of spring at the very beginning.
I told you.
No, you didn't. You didn't tell anybody.
And What was on the ground during winter?
Snow.
Snow. What happens to that snow?
It melts.
And when it melts into the ground, what do we get?
Puddles.
So that's what's going to bring in Puddle Wonderful, because the poem is going to talk about kids here in a moment. And Mud Luscious. Here's where we're going to start with the Mud Luscious. If you can imagine, back when you were wee little children, and you had that first day where you got to go outside, you've been trapped in the wintertime all this time, you finally had that first nice day, and you go outside and the snow's melted, there's puddles everywhere, and there's little bits of mud piles everywhere. What are your parents going to tell you to do when you go outside?
Put your mud boots on.
Why?
So you don't get your shoes and feet dirty.
And what's the first thing you're going to do?
Say no.
And then immediately?
Say no.
Because kids love playing in mud.
I know.
Those are not my children.
Those are
Those are little
kids.
internet mud babies. And so these little internet mud babies, they're
Your
playing
search
little mud.
history is definitely really
It is,
weird.
yeah, you should not go through it. And so you have these adorable little mud babies who are playing around there. So these kids love this time of year, running around, probably in a park or something like that. And then we introduce our main character. Main character is?
Balloon Man.
All right, nicely done. So we have
Yeah.
Balloon Man. Wait, do you guys know what a balloon man is?
Yes.
A
He
person
sells
that sells
balloons.
balloons.
If you've been to like a circus or a fair, Disney World, they're the people who like go around selling balloons, like and they hold off a little balloon. There was a Disney movie that was all about a balloon man.
I didn't watch it.
Nice.
Oh, it was, oh, no, I was about to get there.
And so that's at the beginning of it when him and his wife were at the zoo and he was the balloon man. So this
Their
whole
house?
movie was about him. Same idea. Balloon man.
The house
His wife
went
died.
Good job. So this is our balloon man in the poem, selling balloons to little children. He's all super excited and things are good. Which brings us to this word, lame. So this is what's wrong with our balloon man. The word lame has changed over time. Now it's the word you use to describe your parents when they're like, hey, let's go have fun together and go eat like a pile of liver and onions. And you're like, oh, you're so lame. Look at that kid. I know, you don't seem to be able to help yourself, so I'm just going to go ahead and move you over there to help. I'm glad that you like liver and onions, though. That is good to know. So does the whole class. We all now know this. And so when you refer to your parents, you would call them lame. Or a kid who has no more B points, you're like, oh my God, that's so lame. That's a different thing. But originally, that's not what lame meant. We have had a number of lame kids in this class. Currently, I think we are lame kid free. If you look in the hallway, we have a new lame kid because kids have all been talking about him going around in his wheelchair.
Oh, disabled.
There you go. So one time we had a lame kid over there, we had a lame kid over here, and we had a lame kid over there.
I'm a lame kid. I had something on my knee.
Injured or broken in some way. So technically, if you were to walk up to Chase and go, Chase, you're lame, he can't get mad at you. Legally, you're correct. Lame means to have a broken limb, and that's why he is now mobile with his wheels. So if I were to go up to our balloon man and go and hit him right in the kneecap, now he is also lame. So what it basically means is our balloon man just is like has a weird walk, I'm guessing. Has like a little cane. He's like
He's like the guy from Elvis Presley. The Elvis movie.
all limpy like the guy from the Presley movie. Nicely done. And he needs to have kids come buy his balloons. So how does he get the kids to buy his balloons?
Come here.
Kick me in the
No.
Whistle.
Nicely done. Whistling. So that's how he's attracting the kids because he needs to make that fat bank. In order to make the fat bank, he whistles, which brings the kids running to him. Which brings us down to
Kidnap.
Eddie and Bill. Eddie and Bill are two names smashed together. The two names being,
Eddie and Bill.
there you go. These two little kids, Eddie and Bill, were playing games. Those of you who have watched your Squid Games,
Oh.
do you remember when they had the marble scene?
Oh,
They
yeah.
had to- So if you've not seen Squid Games, the marbles is where you have like the little circle things and you go dink. And then
Then you
piracies
die.
is the other game they're playing.
The cookie things.
Here's your hint.
A jousting with one eye
Oh,
closed.
like when they're in a triangle
No, it's not the little sugar thing.
Nicely done, gamers.
Oh.
Way to play my charades. So they're playing
They have one hand
marbles.
on the foot.
Well, I was trying to do a sword. Sorry, I'll do a hook next time.
No, I'm saying because you were hopping up.
Because they have a peg leg
No, they have the peg.
and one eye, and they have a hook.
No, it's a peg.
You should have used your stick.
I don't get it.
Embarrassing. I'll get better.
You've never seen it or?
So they were playing marbles and piracies when they hear the balloon man's whistle. So the reason we smash the two names together is these two kids who are playing games and they hear the balloon man coming. Both of them say want the red balloon. You know how kids are. They're like, I want the red balloon. That's the best balloon. But you also know your best friend Bill also wants the red balloon. And if he gets there first, he's going to buy it before you get it. He's going to taunt you. So what are you going to do as you're running?
Beat him up, trip him.
Someone knows how brothers work. You're gonna beat the pooey out of that guy as you run. So now, as you're running to get there, you're grabbing Bill's hair and you're throwing him backwards, and Bill jumps on your back, is hitting you in the ears.
I do
You're
that
like,
all
what
the
is wrong with?
I do that all the time.
So instead of Eddie and Bill, they get sort of smashed together into one being and become an Eddie and Bill, one big being of big rolling things that try and come running up there because they want to buy their balloon first. Lucas.
So once my brother and me we had that happen, and there's a lady in like the carts, but
The city carts?
Yeah, where like
The wheelchair
my
carts?
brother accidentally ran into her.
How nice of you. And then we have our marbles and pirates as they were playing. Second half,
It was funny.
here it says, the queer old balloon man whistles far, and we and Betty's will come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope. Again, who's our main character?
Balloon
Me.
man.
So now instead of lame, we add new information.
Queer.
Exactly.
He's gay.
This word has also changed over time.
Bruh.
So now, queer is connected to LGBTQ.
But it was.
But it was not always.
Didn't it mean
Weird.
It means what?
Weird.
It meant weird, or just odd, or different in some way.
Oh.
That's why those people who are part of the LGBTQ, they chose it because they were different from other people. And so they took on that word, meaning we are different from you, odd, strange, hence queer. This guy is not talking about his sexual orientation. It means the fact that he's just weird, different,
He
unusual.
just knows he's.
Actually, probably nowadays you would use the word creeper.
any old man is a creep?
Wow.
Sounds my grandpa. My grandpa's a goober.
You just called yourself old.
I have white hair in my beard.
No, you
That's part of the
don't. No, you
definition.
don't.
Just dye it purple.
No, that's not. Can you make your hair like Shrek?
Nyla,
That'd be so cool.
kind of strange because he has like a broken leg thing.
It's weird.
So
Because
he's
he's
all
Chase-
kinds of
chase
things.
holder.
And so
That's
we're
all.
going to come back to all this at the end. It's going to make
Disabled.
even more sense.
Injury. There we
He has a little
Wait, what's the word?
He's lame.
Lame. Good teamwork on that. There.
Thanks, guys.
Then, now we have two girls who are excited when they see him.
Betty and Isabel.
Nicely
Chris-
done. Betty and then Isabel. They are not playing marbles and piracy.
They are dancing. Hopscotch and jump rope.
So, I've been impressed so far. You guys play hopscotch?
Yes! Oh my god, I used to love hopscotch.
I still play hopscotch.
So,
With my
They need to
grandma.
make a better one. That one's like more fun.
I mean, I'm not the one who
No.
Yeah,
But
that
yes,
girl's probably
the
horrible.
hopscotchy thing, so apparently that's what they're playing. But girls are not like boys. When Betty wants to go buy her pretty pink balloon, and Isabel's like, I also want the pink balloon.
Uppercut.
Do Betty and Isabel fight?
Yes.
Why?
Exactly.
They just like
Why
whatever.
can't purple
Exactly.
get pink?
So this is where it talks about them dancing as they go along. Same thing I see here at our school hallways. I have seen girls who sort of like hold hands down our school hallway and they're just like, and they go dancing and having a good time. Not that we're pointing fingers.
We got 3 people.
Hey.
Hey, they're enacting the poem.
I don't
So
hold hands.
those two go running up to the balloon man instead of beating each other up. But when I tried to find my clip art picture,
Oh, here we go.
it was hard to find one of 2 girls dancing.
2 little girls dancing with balloons.
Yeah, so use your imagination. This was my idea.
That looks like TV girl.
Is that What's in the bag?
That's
Hold up.
their
Where's
butt
the
flaps.
front?
Because they're supposed to be like
back.
It's their tail.
with their little tail bits right
So
here.
that when you fart, you can let it go out so it doesn't come out.
Yeah, you don't want to contain that. You gotta release that bad boy. So they go running and dancing. Then we get to the part where it refers to him as goat-footed, which apparently is the only part that Lucas did not know.
No, I know.
Oh, you know goat-footed?
Yeah.
So
He walks like this.
Isn't it like
Not
when
even
you walk weird because you're lame?
no, which is normally what most people would go to. This is actually what's called an allusion, meaning a reference to another written thing.
Oh, it's a popular or well.
She's getting choked up just thinking about it. So it's going to be a connection to Greek mythology. Greek mythology, there is a character in Greek mythology called a
Satyr.
satyr. And what is a satyr?
It's a goat. It's a half goat, half man.
Top half man, bottom
Wait,
half
what's that what they
goat.
call? What's like half horse, half?
Centaur.
That thing. What are the ones in?
So if you have seen Harry Potter, they have them in there.
That's
The Percy Jackson, his best friend in Percy Jackson is a satyr. The Narnia, you go through there, Mr. Tim
That
was
just
like
sounds like a
same thing.
fungus on your foot.
Isn't Avatar one of those things too?
Avatar.
I know that's
The
what I was trying to
cats?
say to you. No, that's the horse. That's the horse mermaid.
That's apparently a horse. Sounds like a hippogriff. But so
An
this
immigrant.
hippogriff.
Oh, I don't know what any of those things are.
This guy's job was to protect the woods. He was considered a god of the woods. He was not violent, so the
You go karate chop.
way that he would protect the woods was with his little set of pipes that were magical, and blowing into them, much as Lucas keeps demonstrating, hoodly, hoodly, hoodly. What it would do was hypnotize you. And if a human came into the woods and he wanted to defend the woods, he would come up behind the human.
Onward's the movie.
That would work. Yes, different movie completely. Onward would be one that
Yeah.
yeah, Onward's different than Avatar.
They're just both blue.
Correct. He would sneak up behind you and start playing a little hoodly hoodly hoo and instantly hypnotize you. And you would just go "Arr," and he would lead you deep into the woods, going hoodly 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 hoo, and you would go farther and farther into the woods until he thought he had you far enough in. He would then stop, hoodly hoot. You would then become unhypnotized, and as soon as you were unhypnotized, he would then have a bear or a wolf or a whole flock of chipmunks
Just come and eat you.
come and eat you.
Okay, that's
That is how he would defend the woods. Which problem is, if you were a human going into the woods, you would often hear music in the woods
It's a bird.
You would run.
You would think it's a bird.
from the birds. So the problem is, humans would go into the woods, hear a bird tweeting, and freak out and go, ah! And they would take off running, thinking it was him sneaking up.
Wait, how did we get on this?
There is a word we get from his name that means to
Peter
freak
Pan.
out and run when you have something.
Panic.
Panic.
The word panic comes from him. Now, here's my big brain question.
I'm big brain.
Why does the poet suddenly in the middle of this poem stop and make a reference to Greek mythology in the middle of what's going
Because
on? So what
Because they were
connection?
because
is
they
there?
were
Kidnapping!
Try to get them to come.
Because he's a pedophile and he was trying to kidnap them.
We'll go with Napora.
She knows everything about that stuff.
What were you saying?
Why did you keep walking around like that?
Are you telling me you want me to get kidnapped?
No.
So, can the kids resist the whistling?
No.
No. Could people resist Pan?
No.
No, it's the same idea. Is he trying to kidnap the children?
Yes.
No. What's he trying to do?
Trick them.
He wants money.
He's using the
He's like those
Close enough.
He's like the Las Vegas street members.
Trying
Those guys
to
get you-
sell them the balloons by whistling, and the kids cannot resist it and fight it.
Dude, the street vendors get you every time, bro.
Then, this brings us to the connection to today, and we get to find out which kids are going to spend their points.
Oh,
Because this connects to something you guys experienced today. Here's where we get to use our imagination for a moment. For now, for the most part, you're probably not going and seeing a balloon man. But imagine instead of going to the park, you're in your neighborhood, and in your neighborhood, there's a guy who travels around, but instead of walking, he
That's
uses
not
a
funny.
vehicle.
A white
And as
van.
he uses the vehicle, he plays music instead of whistling. It's
Oh,
just
he's
loud
nice.
music. And when kids hear this music, they get super excited and come running up to it. And oftentimes, they fight each other to be first in line because the modern day connection is.
Ice cream.
Where you going? Oh,
Ice cream, ice cream.
So, even though this poem was
was
written
not gonna say
100 years ago, it technically works for the same idea today, which is the ice cream
Why
man.
is it always on
It's so rare to see
So,
that.
in the poem,
Nowadays it's called ice.
talks about how the balloon man was kind of creepy.
That's what I said.
I'm creepy.
Oftentimes, with ice cream man, people say they're kind of creepy.
That's what I
When the
said.
kids
It's a white van.
heard the whistling, they could not fight it. When kids hear the ice cream man, they get all excited and come running towards it.
I was gonna say the one.
samurai.
Travels around, same ideas. Then, so let's see how well we do now.
I got you.
What season did it take place?
Early spring.
Early spring. Who's the main character?
Balloon Man.
What is wrong with him?
He's weird.
He's lame.
A little weird, a little injured. How does he get people to come towards him?
Whistles.
What is piracy?
Pirates.
What are Eddie and Bill?
That's two guys.
Why are their names smashed
Because they're
together?
beating each other.
Right.
Betty and Isabel?
They're dancing.
And what are they?
Girls.
Two girls. What does goat feet mean?
Greek.
Half goat, half
There
sailor.
you go. And what current connection is there?
Ice trucks.
So this poem, beginning of class, meant nothing. Short little bit of teaching later, you can answer all of those
We're gonna
questions.
have to do that by ourselves.
Eventually, yes, but baby stepping into it.
What if you don't know the
Chloe,
Alright, now I know because like every day at summer, I would like hear like a certain sound of the ice cream truck and I would run outside to ask my mom for money.
so it's the same idea. It's hard to resist, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I'm so sad because he died.
That's
There's
all.
this guy that
No,
walks
he
around my
was really
neighborhood
old,
and
though.
he's
He
like
was
a
so
samurai sword and he just walks around like flinging it.
Yes!
Yeah, it's really fun.
I don't think that's okay.
One
Just
time me and my
run the
friend
other
just
way.
started like running at him.
Quit your yapping.
Did he run away?
That is advice that works for this class almost every day.
Did he run away? There's this guy that moved into our neighborhood. You know Logan Irvin?
He's a pedophile.
Yeah, he moved in.
Wait,
next to
Manasi
Logan
remembered his
Irvin.
name. Wait.
No, I don't
Well, I
care.
have one of those guys
And
too.
he moved in next to us. And, oh, sorry. I get really excited when I go back my chair.
Oh, talking about pedophiles?
No.
Real weird.
And he's really scary.
Okay.
That's why I killed.
Hi, Lucas.
That's why I can't.
I have a lot of illegal people next to me. And they smoke a lot of like bad stuff.
Weed?
That's
Yes.
Like when my
And
mom-
it smells pretty bad.
It's kind of like when my mom
Bye,
was
Manasi.
in the neighborhood.
She's not watching this one.